Hello from the land of TV. This is King Cool, and welcome to the Toast Reviews. For those of you who don't know how this works, I've just watched a movie and I got some toast, and I'm going to talk about the movie before my toast is done. Today, on the show, I've got strawberry Pop-Tarts. I don't think I've done strawberry yet. And the movie I'm talking about today is Spy Hard. Because after this month, all the stuff I think that's on Stars is going away. So I got a bunch of things that are going to leave my instant queue, and that was the one I picked. I could have done Howl's Moving Castle, but I was like, nah. On days like this, I want to do a shorter movie, and this one's only 80 minutes. I almost did Rock-a-Doodle, but I'm like, no, I'm not ready for this. But anyway, here we go. So, here's something you might not know about Spy Hard. Well, I saw it back in the day, in 96 or 7, when it came out in video, and I was like 14 or something. And, I enjoyed it enough, and it was funny, but the opening sequence where Weird Al holds a note so long that his head explodes, I don't know, head exploding and, like, vomiting are two things I intend not to ever do in anything I create, just because, I mean, a head exploding into, like, confetti or something is one thing, but, like, with a grizzly thing, I'm one of the few guys who still is not really good with gore, and I was very not good with it when I was a teenager, because I'm the only guy who didn't sit and watch horror movies, apparently. But that's not really material. Well, that was my memory of this. And there are some things that work in this thing. It's weird seeing Andy Griffith as the bad guy. This might have been one of his later roles, but I'm looking at my notes here, things that are sort of funny. Let's see. It was like when they do the opening sequence, which is very much a Thunderball thing. It has the trumpet guy, and he goes in, and the bubbles come out of the trumpet. And that's a weird thing, is you have a flashback, and Leslie Nielsen looks older with gray hair than does with white hair. I'm not quite certain why that is, even though it's supposed to be a flashback. And like a laser, they fire this laser across the thing, and across the place where they have all the gadgets. There's a carnival game, and it hits one of the things, the guy wins. This stuff is sort of funny. When they're on the bus that's out of control, they're all trying to do things that are difficult, but that seems like a deliberate pastiche of Airplane. In fact, at one point, all the oxygen masks fall down as if it was an airplane. But then, here's the thing, what you might not know, is that the story and the screenplay was half written by Aaron Seltzer and Jason Friedberg, who are the two guys who did Disaster Movie, Epic Movie, Meet the Spartans, Vampires Suck, and a few others. They were big for a little while until the movie finally didn't make any money. This might be the best movie that they've done, but also there's just moments you can see in it where you're just like, man, maybe this is where they lost their way, because at one point they're dancing like it's Pulp Fiction, and I'm like, why is this funny? Is it because they're doing a slightly different type of dance and doing a bit of a tango or salsa or something? That's not funny. That's just like, how I remember Pulp Fiction, which was at this point recent. Well, at one point, they should like to just imply, like, say, oh, you know, it's like, oh, guys in underwear or men's bodies are ugly. It sure is, because at one point they have X-ray specs, but I don't think they ever come up again. And he looks at a guy across the way, and he sees that he's wearing women's underwear, but the guy looks at him as if he knows that he can see through them. I guess he works in the lab, so maybe he knows what the X-ray specs are, but it's just like, this is weird. They do a pastiche of Home Alone. With a little kid, and then with the dragon, this is actually sort of funny. He's like, this is for my girl, and this is for the good son, and this is for my girl too. I wasn't in My Girl too. And there's one guy, I have a black guy making sound effects. It didn't look like Michael Winslow to me. I'll put a thing on the screen, I'll check it later, if it was actually Michael Winslow, but they don't sound like sound effects made by a person, so if it is Michael Winslow and he did do it, then he's more talented than I thought. But if it's not Michael Winslow and they just have a guy out there obviously meant to be Michael Winslow, that's sort of not cool. They get nice and toasty, so I gotta wrap this up. The thing is, it's like Seltzer and Friedberg, like the movies that they made in the 21st century, you know, like 2002 on, are awful. I've only seen Disaster Movie and Vampires Suck. Vampires Suck is significantly better than Disaster Movie in the sense that it does go somewhere. That's one of the problems with this movie, is that it doesn't feel like you're really progressing a lot of the time. It feels like we're just going up to another time waster to waste 5 or 10 minutes doing some other things. funny or not, it just doesn't have any continuity. So I guess give it a shot. If you've never seen it, nothing Leslie Nielsen is in is ever a total waste of time. But I don't even know if this is better than 2001: A Space Travesty, which I'm sure some people are going to be like, what? But I don't know. Like, upon reflection, I think that one at least had more going on. Here we go. Ooh, wow. Oh no. Oh no. I tend to try to do only Pop-Tarts when I don't think I'm going to have a lot to say. Oh, it doesn't even smell good. It smells like burning plastic. I'm gonna, since I gotta eat it before I sign off, I'm gonna eat part of the part that's not, frick! It is so hot. Alright, to hell with that. We're gonna let these things cool down for 3 or 4 days, and I'm gonna sign off. So thank you all for watching. If you want me to watch something, just let me know. I do occasionally do it, although I tend to just pick something at random because I just have to be in a certain mood for it. At any rate, this is King Cool, and please drive home safe. Nope, still too hot to touch. Forget it. Fools! I mean, hello! I am Dr. Eyebaltron, and you've caught me at the most inopportune time. If that nickel can help provide life-saving assistance to paralyzed veterans, then why did they send it to me?